Reverend Parker here? Is that him in the corner? Is that Grant?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're going to get started 30 seconds early. Appreciate everyone being here today. We're going to call the meeting of the Russell County Commission to order for Wednesday, August 11th. I'll try to talk into my mic, and I will remind the commissioners we had some requests on Monday night to please, when you begin talking and you're recognized, to please talk into your mic so people can hear you in the back of the room and on TV as well. We're going to start off with an invocation by Reverend Grant Parker with Epworth United Methodist Church, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Epps. If you will rise and remain standing for the pledge.
Let's pray for a moment. Oh God, you've been our help in ages past, and you've been our hope for years to come. And God, we find great peace and comfort in knowing that you're here with us. God, you've come before us before this meeting today. You saw us as we were situated in this room. You knew who would be here. You have a plan and purpose for all of us. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. You saw us being knit together in our mother's womb. You saw us in this moment years ago. And all of us in this room today, Lord, there's only one of us that knows the future, and that's you. And you're already there waiting for us. So God, I pray that we learn a couple of things from your word today. First of all, that we remind ourselves that civil authorities are present and available and allowed for in your word. And the civil authorities are there by your good will. Each one of these people up here today, these elected officials, they are here by your good will for one reason or another. And God, we recognize that. And God, we also understand today that as votes are taken, decisions are made, I pray that our design and desire would not to be so concerned about what the will of the majority is, but more importantly, what the will of God is for this community, for this county. I thank you for each person here today. I ask your blessing upon them. I pray that you keep them in the center of your will, in the center of your way, and in the center of your word. And Lord, I ask for your guidance and direction now. And I ask this in the precious, the powerful, the pure, the perfect name of Jesus, who is called the Christ. Amen and amen.
Amen. Face the flag, salute, and pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Reverend Parker, for taking the time to be here today for us, and Commissioner Epps for the pledge. We have public comments. We have 4 people listed. And remind each member, as we call your name, you have 3 minutes to speak to the commission. We would ask that you either go to one side of the room or the other and grab the microphone and do your speaking there so that everyone can hear you. And the first one is Ms. Lawrence on a road and personal property.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. I'm very thankful for that wonderful prayer by the pastor. So very touching. I'm here to present 2 items to you in these 3 minutes, in which the commissioners already know about them, but I was on the agenda on Monday, but they didn't feel I need to be on the agenda today to present this in the 3 minutes presentation. Presented at the Russell County Commission meeting on August 11, 2021 meeting to the chairperson of Russell County Commission, Chance Corbett, Russell County Commissioners, Marie Caddy Epps, Rod Costello, Larry Screws, Scott Chambers, and Gentry Lee. I appeared before the business session of the commission on August the 9th concerning the 2 items presented to them on May 10th, 2021, which have not been acted upon. The items are The destabilization of my house due to water erosion caused by a change in the landscape of my drive, Sunset Drive. The county made Sunset Drive a public road. And item number 2, the paving of Samuel Denson Hill Road in District 7, Commissioner Screws. The engineer stated he will come out and take a look at the problem caused by the water on August the 13th, 2021. He told me on Monday he had been out there, but he would come back tomorrow. The commissioner stated that Mr. Screw has to be the one to put Samuel Denson Hill Road on the list to be paved. This road was on the list to be paved before Commissioner Screws became a commissioner. The citizen of this community presented a petition to this commission years ago for the road to be paved. The petition should be in your record. The entire commission should have the authority to vote for the paving of Samuel Denson Hill Road. Item number 1 is an ongoing problem. That is with my house, with the water coming in, the way they landscaped it caused all this water to be in my yard, and it seeps down under my house, causing it to destabilize. They don't feel that they're responsible because it's private property. Well, the road was private until they made it public. Item number 2 should have been addressed years ago, that is the paving of the road. We presented a petition by the citizen of that community that that road be paved. I think as a citizen and citizen of this county, we need to be treated as American citizens. Thank you for your time. Adrienne Lawrence, a taxpayer.
2 seconds to spare. That was, thank you for that. Thank you for keeping your comments brief today. Thank you for coming. Next up on our public comments. Thank you. I couldn't say it. Mr. Johnny Flakes. Mr. Flakes, are you in? Thank you. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
To Chair and the Assistant Chair and to the Commissioners and to everyone who's gathered here today. My name is Johnny Flakes, pastor of the 4th Street Missionary Baptist Church, Columbus, Georgia. I've been asked by a member who lives in Fort Mitchell. She lives at 12 Snow Show Court, Fort Mitchell. She lives in the Mabel Trace subdivision. And this is a letter I just want to share with you. She is a dedicated and decorated veteran. And so I come representing her because she has not gotten the kind of response that she feels she deserves and need. This is from the Department of Veterans Affairs, Central Alabama Veterans Healthcare System. To whom it may concern, this letter is to verify that Sherry Forrester, a veteran under the care of this office, being treated for her military-related experience, has chronic PTSD, anger, and is unable to concentrate and focus for long periods of time. Ms. Forrester's condition is being exacerbated by her neighbors trespassing on her property. It is of my professional opinion that intervention is needed from the proper authorities. Should additional information be needed, please feel free to contact me at the following. And the number is 727-0550, extension 5-3451. David Miles, MD, psychiatrist. She gave me permission to read that to this commission because she has actually gone through the proper protocol and contacted the proper authorities. She has talked to the mayor, and I just want Mr. Reed to know the mayor has referred her to contact you. She is anticipating contacting you at 1:30 today. So we pray that some resolve will be brought to her. but I wanted to come and to share because she indicated that she was really being provoked and she does not want her situation to be complicated and she become the villain in the situation after she's tried to do everything possible to resolve this issue. Thank you for the time for coming before you, and we pray that you will heed and hear her request.
All right, thank you, Pastor Flakes. And just know that I know the sheriff has been working on this, and as far as the legal and the law will allow for that, we had a discussion on that Monday night, so thank you. Next up, we have Mr. Leroy Davis.
Morning, Commissioners. I need more than 3 minutes, Chairman. No thanks. I just wanted to bring up the Wiregrass grants that we gave out and to let the Commissioners know what we did. Buckham House Leadership Project, we awarded $5,100.
Buchanan.
It's Buchanan House.
The Buchanan House, yes. Okay. Russell County High School Good Part class, we awarded $5,000. The Hirschberg Community Garden project, we awarded $4,800. The preservation of historic homes, we awarded $3,000. Rest and Refresh, we awarded $3,000. Somerville United Methodist Facility Fund, we awarded $3,000. And Special Needs Playground Shade, that's one of the county schools, we awarded $3,000. Also, I wanted you to know that the meeting with Mr. From Montgomery,
Boswell.
Mr. Boswell, I have canceled it and we'll reschedule it once y'all come back from the y'all conference.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. See, you didn't need the whole 3 minutes. That's a minute and
No,
a
I
half.
was just joking anyway.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for the report, and it's good to hear. I know that the Historical Commission will be happy about the Buchanan House as well, so thank you. And that's it. I think Mr. Parker, Grant Parker had signed up, but that was for the invocation, so we thank you. Next up, we have, I want to say thanks to Cable TV of East Alabama, Citizen of East Alabama, and our other partners for covering our meetings, and also, obviously, we're Facebook Live for the people that were not able to make it today. We really appreciate everyone that's here. We want to welcome our elected officials that are in the audience, other appointees, department heads, media, and guests. Commissioners, you have the agenda in front of you, and I will note for the minutes that the agenda was approved at the work session on Monday night, August the 9th. And next, we need to establish a quorum and roll call. Ms. Colbert, please.
Thank you. District 3 Costello.
Here.
District 5 Epps.
Here.
District 2 Chambers.
Here.
District 7 Screws.
Here.
District 4 Reed.
Here.
District 1 Lee.
Present.
District 6 Corbett.
Here, thank you. We have established a quorum. Thank you. Next, Commissioners, you have in your packets the minutes from the July 28 meeting. Well, at this point, I hope you have had time to read those, and I'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes with one correction on page 4, paragraph 1, third line from the bottom. It says that District 3, Costello said yes, but on that particular meeting, he was not present, so we want to indicate that he wasn't here there.
Thank you. We have a motion with that one correction. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Screws. Any other comments or discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimous. Next up, it is our pleasure to do a proclamation for Miss Dilly Elliott. This proclamation is upon her retirement from a lot of service in this county and for many years on the Board of Education for Russell County. So, Dilly, would you like to come down to the front for me? And we've got a proclamation for you. I'm going to ask Ms. Colbert to read that as you come down. Hey, Fort, if you'll come with her, that'd be great.
Russell County Commission proclamation to honor retirement from Russell County School Board, Dilly Elliott. Whereas the Russell County Commission, along with the families and community of Russell County, wish to recognize Russell County citizen Dilly Elliott upon her retirement from the Russell County School Board on June 1st, 2021, after over 30 years of faithful service to Russell County. And whereas Dilly has been a longtime resident of Russell County and along with her husband Fort has raised 3 wonderful children who have all grown up to realize successful and rewarding careers. And whereas Dilly has served with 7 different school superintendents while serving on the Russell County School Board for over 18 years, having been elected by the people of Russell County for 3 terms. And whereas Dilly was distinctly instrumental in bringing the members of the Russell County School Board together and working as a team for the progress and betterment of the Russell County school system. And whereas, of the many projects that Dilly championed, 2 that stand out include working diligently in getting lunchrooms at each of the schools and the construction of new state-of-the-art athletic fields. And whereas, during her many years of employment and service, Dilly's integrity and expertise earned her the trust, respect, and admiration of her co-workers, as well as the school district teachers, superintendents, and citizens of Russell County. And therefore be it proclaimed, we, the members of the Russell County Commission, do hereby extend to Dilly Elliott our sincere and grateful appreciation for her dedicated service to Russell County, Alabama, as well as our congratulations on her well-earned retirement and our best wishes to her and her family for continued success and happiness for years to come. This proclamation adopted and approved this the 11th day of August, 2021.
As they're taking their seats, I just want to say, I want to recognize Dr. Brindley Coley, Superintendent of Education, and several other members here from the Russell County school system. I know they really appreciate all the dedication that Dilly has done. Knowing her my whole life, I don't remember her not being in some type of service, so I really appreciate what you did. Thank you so much for being here today. All right. Today, we do not have any discussion items. We flushed those out at the work session on Monday night, so we'll move right straight to business. And the first one is the sponsorship of the Russell County High School football team. We do have Coach Dylan Griggs here with us today in the back. Coach, will you grab a microphone? He's going to talk about all the excitement that's going on right now with Russell County High School football and the anticipation of this upcoming season, and then ask for the commission to sponsor their new scoreboard and field and things that are going on.
Good morning. First, I'd like to thank the Russell County Commission for having me here today. I've been very fortunate since I've gotten here at Russell County High School to see a community really kind of come together behind this football team, and to see the school, the administration, the board, and everything. It's just been overwhelming at times, and just really grateful. But in saying that, we have improved a lot of things. We've gotten a new jersey endorsement. We've gotten new facilities upgraded, including our locker room, our weight room. We've got a new turf coming down, new lights in the stadium. We've got a lot of new and exciting things. We actually have 102 kids out on the football team right now, which I think last year we ended the season with 35. So the kids are really buying into what we're doing. But in saying that, we've been really fortunate. We've raised a lot of money since we've been here. But my main concern has kind of come with, after purchasing all these things, first, I have a group of kids every day. I'm pretty sure when they're eating, they're only eating at school, and they're with me. So I'm trying to get more funding to make sure that after practice or before practice, if they need food, we have food sitting there waiting on them. All right. Another concern I have is, what if a jersey breaks, or what if some cleats break, or what if anything that these kids need malfunctions, and we have to come up with some more funding in the middle of the year? Because my main focus is just making sure that these kids have the best of the best. I want them to know, regardless of anything else, we're going to not only provide them with the best opportunity they have, but we're going to give them the best of the best. We're going to give them the best opportunities. We're going to give them the best coaches, the best teachers, the best board of education, the best administration, everything in between. And so really, I'm just looking for some more funding through a sponsorship on our Jumbotron. And what will come with this sponsorship is a sign that'll be permanently on there. No matter if it's a soccer game, a cross-country, a track meet, a football game, middle school, JV, varsity, we're we will forever be tied in with y'all. And not only that sign that comes with it, you know, there'll be commercial spots and digital spots throughout the game that constantly just shows that us and the Russell County Commission are hand in hand, and not only the commission, but this community and this county as a whole. We're in this together. And I'm telling you, our boys see this. They're more bought in than any team I've ever been a part of. They are hungry. They want it. I just want to ensure that while we're trying to get these kids where they need to be, that we're giving them what they need, you know, whether it's through food or gear or anything else, to know that they have it and there's no worries. And so, you know, I'm here today to answer any other questions you have, but once again, I'm just so grateful to be here, and I appreciate y'all's time more than anything.
All right, Commissioners, you've heard the request by the coach, and I know we talked about this at the work session, the previous work session, not the one on Monday, but 2 weeks ago. The coach was not able to make the last meeting, so we really appreciate you being here, Coach, today to present. I think at that time, Commissioner Lee had spoken about some of his district money going towards this, but we'll open the floor now if any commissioners have a motion to go forward with this.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Commissioner Lee.
at this time, I would make a motion, if approved by the commission, remember, so we've got to approve it by the whole commission, that I will commit $2,500 of my project money for the sign. Need a second.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Lee, seconded by Commissioner Screws. Any comments or discussion? I'll say that I think this is a very, very good program. We really appreciate it. And thanks, Coach, for what you're doing for the kids in Russell County, for sure.
Yes, sir.
I'm hearing real positive stuff. So without any other discussion, we will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimous. Thanks, Coach.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you guys so much.
Commissioner Lee.
I'm going to request a roll call vote, please.
Sure. All right.
District
This
3
money is
Costello.
Yes.
District 5 Epps.
Yes.
District 2 Chambers.
Yes.
District 7 Screws.
Yes.
District 4 Reed.
Yes.
District 1 Lee.
Yes.
District 6 Corbett.
Yes, thank you.
I have a question.
Commissioner Screws.
Coach, do you have any plans to help the kids after football?
Yeah, yes, sir. So, yes, sir. Well, so, and we don't only educate them on guys who have the opportunity to play college football. You know, we talk about the job force in any capacity, whether it's military, you know, going to college, anything in between, technical school. We're constantly just trying to educate them on vast opportunities because, you know, to me, football is just a vehicle. You know, we just use that vehicle to get from point A to point B. Football is not the be-all, be-all, and we make sure that they understand that. And so we force academics. I think this year we had 19 kids that were in summer school, and all 19 got through summer school. We didn't have one kid that slipped through the crack. And so, you know, I think more than anything, you know, I tell people all the time, football is the least thing that we really do. It's just the common denominator that brought us all together. I think maybe daily we probably only touch that football maybe 2 hours a day out of the 5 to 6 hours we're together. And so in that, you know, not only, you know, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. And in any shape, form, or fashion that we can do that, we're doing that to these kids. We are trying to breathe life into these kids and to let them know that there is a big world out there, and as long as you believe it, I tell them all the time, dream big. Dream big. The only way that you're ever going to get where you want to be is to dream big. All right? I tell them all the time, I'll get in the car. I can remember before I won my first state championship, I'd drive down the road, and I could just literally just see that blue map. I dream big. You know, I'm just a roofer's son. You know, I was first college graduate on my dad's side of the family. You know, that's not what we did. And, you know, I think a lot of times when you're overcoming adversity or, you know, you're talking about changing a family dynamic, you know, you have to dream big, and you have to be educated, and you have to have people constantly in your corner, not just coaches, but teachers, administrators, Board of Education, everybody in between. Once a week, we're bringing in pastors to come speak to the boys. Anything we can do, we're doing it. Go Warriors.
All right, thank you, Coach. All right, next up under business, we have the budget request transfer from our interim EMA director, Mr. Martin.
Commissioners, thank you. What I'm requesting is a budget transfer request of $11,200 from line 541, which is equipment and furniture, to line 239 for other repairs and maintenance. Also, a budget transfer request of $5,900 from line 214, which is minor equipment, to line 239 for other repairs and maintenance.
All right, you've heard the request from the interim EMA director. Ms. Colbert, we got everything we need for that for the minutes?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll entertain a motion to approve this request.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Costello. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Epps. Any discussion? All right. We'll go ahead and call the vote then again. So Commissioner Lee liked that, so go ahead. Go ahead.
District 3 Costello.
Yes.
District 5 Epps.
Yes.
District 2 Chambers.
Yes.
District 7 Screws.
Yes.
District 4 Reed.
Yes.
District 1 Lee.
Yes.
District 6 Corbett.
Yes, thank you. Thank y'all for being here. Absolutely. All right, I'll give them a second. All right, next up is the request for commission to submit jail food bids. Sheriff Taylor?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. It's the time of year where we bid out our jail food bid, and historically, we have bid this from a January to January timeframe, and I'm wanting to change that to October to fit our budget better. So I would ask the commission to allow Ms. Paulette to send out the bid on by August 13th and have it back in the courthouse to be opened at 2 p.m. on Thursday, September 16th. And then we will be able to see if any adjustments are needed for the actual bid budget that we've submitted for this coming year.
All right, you've heard the request of the sheriff. Do we have a motion to that effect?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Lee. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Reed. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimous. Thank you. Next is the administrator and tag commissioner salaries. Commissioners, if you'll remember at the last meeting, we did promote Ms. Colbert to administrator and Ms. Bowman to the tag commissioner. The one thing we do need to go back is to go back and address the salary changes on those. On Monday night, we discussed taking Ms. Bowman's position as tag commissioner and putting her into the slot of the current salary for that position. So we'll entertain these both, we'll do these separately. So I'll entertain a motion to do that and place Ms. Bowman in the current position salary for that position.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Lee. Do we have a second? Seconded by Commissioner Reed. Any discussion, comments? All right, will you please call the vote?
District 3 Costello.
Yes.
District 5 Epps.
Yes.
District 2 Chambers.
Yes.
District 7 Screws.
Yes.
District 4 Reed.
Yes.
District 1 Lee.
Yes.
District 6 Corbett.
Yes, thank you. Next up will be the county administrator. The county administrator, we are in a unique situation, which is a very good situation. Ms. Colbert's been here many, many years and has got a wealth of knowledge and experience. She has been making a salary at this point that is a little more than what she was making as our tag commissioner. And at this time, I would like to entertain a motion to plug her in at the salary in which she is making now as the interim county administrator.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Lee, seconded by Commissioner Reed. Any other discussion?
Just say that.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Commissioner Epps.
I would just like to say that I thank Ms. Paulette for taking this position. But the good thing about it that she said to the search committee when we was in, she don't want a contract and she do not want a car. So that is a plus, I think, for the commissioners that we are learning to work together and be very cautious of taxpayers' dollars. Thank you, Ms. Corbett.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I just like to say, experience pays off. Everybody thinks I've been here since Russell County
You
started, but actually, when I started, Ms. Colbert was already in the commission office, so she'd been a little bit longer than I have. And she's also she served in every position. She served as payroll clerk, as accounts payable clerk, as assistant administrator, even as interim administrator, so you can't find anybody any more qualified. So I think she deserves the salary that we just approved. No, it hadn't approved yet.
Is the salary listed in our budget?
No.
I do not have that, but we could provide that to the commission. I'm not sure what the current one is now with the
I have no
stipend.
problem with it. I just like to know the number.
Perfect. I'll make sure you have it. Thank you. I probably need to have that too. So I know about what it is. I just don't want to quote it and be wrong on it. So, all right. So it's going to be odd to ask you to call the vote, Ms. Colbert, but if you will, go ahead and call the vote for us.
Yes, sir. District 3 Costello.
Yes.
District 5 Epps.
Yes.
District 2 Chambers.
Yes.
District 7 Screws.
Yes, yes.
District 4 Reed.
Yes.
District 1 Lee.
Yes.
District 6 Corbett.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I did for just a second think about asking Tina to call that vote, but I figured, since it was a non-work, so I thought we were good. Next up is sanitation director position. Commissioners, I put this on the agenda. I promised a couple of commissioners that I would have this on the agenda for this meeting. We had a very good discussion on Monday night, and I will try to recap what the decision was and then entertain a motion to that. But the discussion on Monday night was that we would use the same search committee that we did for the administrative position, which was Commissioner Chambers, Commissioner Epps, and the chair, myself, along with administrator and the HR director participating in that search. They would report back to the sanitation board for their consideration and recommendation to the Russell County Commission to hire that position. So I'll entertain a motion that we move forward with starting the search on the sanitation director.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Screws. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Epps. Any discussion?
I thought it was the other way.
Okay.
I thought it went to the board was going to make the recommendation to us.
They are.
Okay.
But we established Monday night that the search committee was going to do the search and give it to the board, and the board was making the recommendation to the commission. Isn't that what I
So
said?
you're going to give the more than one to the
Sure.
board, if there
Sure.
is more than
Sure.
one? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, got you. That's
Yeah,
okay. then.
it's for the, and if I said that wrong, it's for the board to make the recommendation to the commission. All right, you good with that, Commissioner Screws, since you made the motion? That was the way you understood it? Okay. All right. All right, thank you. So we do have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion, all those opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimous. Thank you. And the last one is the ACCA Legislative Committee nominee. We were notified by the ACCA, or our association, that they needed us to renew or to name someone for the legislative committee with the ACCA. And they needed that by August 1st, but I think we lost that communication. We didn't see it, so we would like to get that turned in today if possible.
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Lee.
since they'll be meeting in a week or so, I'm going to nominate you to continue in that position.
All right. Are there any other nominations? All right, so at this time, we'll turn that into a motion that, by Commissioner Lee. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Reed. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion passed unanimous. Thank you. The county engineer, we have two items. The first one is funding agreement for Bradley Road.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. Yes, we had, on Friday, July the 30th, the bid come in for our MPO project, Bradley Road. East Alabama Paving won the bid at $642,323.34. The state is in the process of doing the paperwork for the funding agreement for our match portion of that. Plus, there'll be administrative fees from the state on top of that. So with us not having a commission meeting, the last commission meeting in August, once we get that funding agreement, they give us like 7 to 10 days to get the funds in. So I would like to request to allow the chair, once we get that funding agreement in it, to sign it where we can get our portion paid and get that project started.
Motion to approve?
All right, so the motion is to allow the chair to sign the document. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Lee.
I was just going to say, do you have an idea of how much?
It's about $137,000, our portion of it, and it was in the budget. That was approved in the budget.
Okay, so if it goes, say, 200,000, then I don't want you to sign it.
Yes, sir, going to give me a cap there, is that what we're
Well,
doing?
we normally don't approve.
Without having it in
Without
front of
having it
us.
in front of us.
Yeah, I agree. I understand the time crunch though with the commission
Yeah, I
meeting.
understand that, too.
So up to, as long as it's within the ballpark, or up to $150,000, is that fair?
Well, I was going to say 200.
Well, okay, that sounds good to me too. Obviously, we're going to, take the recommendation from our engineer, making sure that we have the money budgeted and that we have the money in the budget. So, all right, so we have a motion to allow the chair to sign the agreement, and we have a second. Any other discussion or comments? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay.
Again, I'm going to have to
Motion
call for a
passes.
roll call.
We'll do that. Go ahead, Ms. Colbert.
Anytime you're spending money. or
I agree if
spending-
there was a nay, but I'll go with you. So go ahead, Ms. Colbert.
Well, no, I mean, when
Go ahead, Ms.
When
Colbert.
it comes to auditors, they like to see you on the record as voting.
And may I ask who made the second?
Yes, it was Commissioner
Commissioner
Epps.
Epps, I think.
Epps.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
made the motion. I made the motion.
Well, there you go. I didn't get that either, so.
I didn't hear
there you
the
go.
second.
Chambers.
Thank you. District 3 Costello.
Yes.
District 5 Epps.
Yes.
District 2 Chambers.
Yes.
District 7 Screws.
Yes.
District 4 Reed.
Yes.
District 1 Lee.
Yes.
District 6 Corbett.
Yes, thank you. Motion passed unanimous. Next is a transportation plan, Sean?
Yes, sir. As part of the new gas tax law, it's required by counties by August the 31st to initiate a 2022 county transportation plan for the new craft money and the FAEF money. I'll give y'all a copy of this Monday night. I will read the list of roads we're planning to pave next year with these monies. Wills Valley Road, which is 1.53, Upshaw Flats Road, which is 3.22 miles, Zion Hill Road, which will be the federal aid exchange fund money, it's 6.6 miles, Windy Road, which is 2.87 miles, Paget's Road, 3.45 miles, and that's a total of 17.67 miles for $2.223060 million.
All right, you have the request to approve the transportation plan by the engineer. Do we have a motion? Motion by Commissioner Screws. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Epps. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimous.
y'all.
Thank you. Next up, we have the county administrator. We have 3 items. The first one is a request from Judge Collins for appropriations.
Yes, sir, thank you. Funds were approved in the current budget for an appropriation for the Second Chance Works program. There is a copy of a letter from Judge Collins in your packets requesting permission from the commission to redirect the remaining balance of those funds for at-risk intervention services. The remaining balance in the funds is $7,700.
Motion to approve.
All right, motion by Commissioner Screws. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Epps. Any discussion or comments?
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Costello.
I wasn't part of the commission that voted on this funding, but, and I'm not saying that the funding that he's requested to be transferred to is not worthy and we shouldn't do this. What I'm saying is, I didn't vote for this funding, and I don't know any of the organizations in which one has ceased and one he is trying to redirect money voted on by the commission. And that's where my issue with it lies. Mostly because I didn't vote on this and I didn't do the research on these organizations to see exactly what they were doing.
All right, so we'll note that if you do abstain from it. But just for the follow-up note, the reason Commissioner Costello wasn't here, this budget was created prior to the election when he came into office. So it wasn't something we did behind, it was something we did before that took place. All right, any other comments or discussion? All right, will you call the roll, please?
District 3 Costello.
Abstain.
District 5 Epps.
Yes.
District 2 Chambers.
Yes.
District 7 Screws.
Yes.
District 4 Reed.
Yes.
District 1 Lee.
Yes.
District 6 Corbett.
Yes, thank you. All right, next is the request for the budget work session meeting.
Yes, I am requesting a budget work session meeting to be held August the 19th, 2021 at 9 a.m.
All right, you've heard the request from the administrator. Is there a motion to set the budget meeting for August 19th, 2021 at 9 a.m.?
What day?
Motion to,
Thursday.
Thursday.
It's a
motion to
Thursday.
approve.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Lee. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Chambers. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
This will
Motion
have to
passed
be
unanimous.
announced to the public. Hang on.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And next up is the diversified computer services proposal, Ms. Colbert.
Yes, sir. In your package that was provided Monday night, you would find a proposal from Diversified Computer Services for product and services to aid in submitting the reports required for the American Rescue Act funds. DCS is providing this to the ACCA and is offering it to the counties who chose not to participate in the ACCA program. This company has provided services to our engineering department for many years and comes highly recommended by our county engineer. Their first report is due by August 31st of 2021, and there will also be reports due each quarter of the year. The costs for the services are as follows. The initial revenue loss and analysis calculation report is $4,000 and is due August 31st of 2021. Subsequent analysis and calculation reports are $1,500, with the next one being due January 31st of 2022. The annual license fee is $12,000 and a data processing fee of $1,600. They are going to allow us to use their system for free for the months of August and September and will not bill for any system use until October 1st, which is the $12,000 annual license fee. I'm requesting approval to accept this proposal and sign the agreements provided by Diversified Computer Services to be spent from the American Rescue Act funds. And please understand that this is a tool to aid in filing the required reports. There is a huge amount of detailed record keeping involved with this, and I do recommend hiring a project manager at some point. And I did clarify the monthly fee. There is not a monthly fee. It is $12,000 annually.
Very good. So prior to taking a motion, I will redirect to our county attorney. I did have a discussion with her this morning on her drive-in for two questions. One, I'll say the first one, is there a requirement to bid this project being professional services?
No, sir, it would be exempt as a professional services or a contract for fiscal or financial aid.
Thank you. And the other one is it your understanding that we can use the AARP funding to purchase this or pay for this product?
Yes, I think you could use this as part of the 10% that you can use towards administrating that money.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Screws. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Epps. Any discussion? All right, we call the vote, please.
District 3 Costello.
Yes.
District 5 Epps.
Yes.
District 2 Chambers.
Yes.
District 7 Screws.
Yes.
District 4 Reed.
Yes.
District 1 Lee.
Yes.
District 6 Corbett.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Commissioner Screws.
Mrs. Corbett, do you have an idea when you think we need to bring somebody on board to handle this program?
As soon as you designate a project to be paid out of the funds, that is when we'll need someone to handle those projects.
I really believe that we should take this up about ready for the budget time, too.
Yeah.
I believe that we all had spoke about and discussed that part of that 10% admin could be used to hire a project manager locally as a contract employee.
Yep.
So I don't know that the budget time,
I don't think we have to wait till then.
Yeah,
I just don't know that we've got any projects we're going to
in
spend a
fact,
bunch of
I had-
money on them.
Under the commissioner's discussion, I wanted to make have a discussion about the county administrator to make up a job as a project manager with the requirements that would assist in the CARES Act.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I was Not only that, but I think this person needs to be on board before a project comes, so that he or she will know what can be done.
Yes, sir.
All right, and just to point, it was for the funding with the American Rescue Plan. Not CARES Act.
yes.
Yeah. All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Reed?
can we go ahead and vote on that?
Sure we can.
Put a person on board now? I mean,
Well,
go
we
ahead
got-
and let Ms. Carver, she can go
We're-
ahead and start researching.
If you want to make a motion to ask the administrator to begin forming a job description, and then we'll entertain that motion.
Yeah.
Is that in the form of a motion, Commissioner Reed?
At this time, I so move then.
We have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Costello. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Colbert. If you
Thank
can start
you.
working on that. Next up, we have under our county attorney. Do you have anything other than the executive session, Ms. Hicks? All right, you want to discuss that?
There's an issue that I believe we need to discuss in executive session. I believe that under the exemptions for an open meeting act, this issue to be discussed, we to discuss with the attorney the legal ramifications of and legal options for pending litigation, controversies not yet being litigated, but imminently likely to be litigated or imminently likely to be litigated if the governmental body pursues a proposed course of action. this subject that we would be discussing would meet that exemption. So I would request that you make a motion to go into executive session. There will not need to be any action taken when we come out. If somebody makes the motion in a second, then I'll do the oral declaration that it meets this, and then you could, the motion could be to go into executive session at the end of the agenda so that everyone can leave and not have to wait on us to just come back
And then
out
we
since
will
no action's being taken.
And then we will adjourn from executive session.
Yes,
Thank you. All right, I'll entertain a motion to that, for that request to the attorney.
So moved, worded
Motion.
exactly like she worded it.
I was just fixing to recap, and I'm glad you did that. Thank you. Commissioner Costello made the motion. Do we have a second?
I second that motion.
Second by Commissioner Reed. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor,
Wait,
signify. Oh,
My turn. So as
Pause.
an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Alabama, I make the oral declaration that this matter is appropriate for executive session.
Thank you.
Now
Thank
vote.
you for that. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion passed unanimous. We will finish up the agenda, which really just holds the commissioner discussion, or any other discussions from the commissioners? Anything that was not
Hey,
on the
Mr.
agenda?
Chairman.
Commissioner Reed?
I see the coach back there. I think you had talked about this. I think the football player needs some food and stuff down there. You come back after the budget, we'll see about getting some out. I'm gonna use some of my discretionary funds to sort of help you on that issue down there.
Absolutely, yes, sir, I'll be here.
Okay, you might want to hit some of these other commissioners up too, like Chambers sits beside me.
No problem.
Okay.
He does not have a problem hitting up people, I promise you that. Spent all weekend smoking butts for that program, so. Next up are the announcements. Reminder that we have no work session on August 23rd and no commission meeting on August 25th due to the ACCA conference. Crawford Market Days is on the third Saturday, which this time is August 21st from 8 to 2 Eastern Time. Love to have you out there. And the last, Ms. Colbert caught that we have no work session on September 6th because that is Labor Day, and that is before the second, or the second Wednesday, so.
Seems like our meetings are better when we don't have a work session anyway.
I think we had a productive one Monday night. But.
Yeah, we did.
All right. It was a long one.
Mr. Chairman.
Productive. Yes, sir, Sheriff.
Is it appropriate that we respond to Mr. Flakes' comments, or should we not?
I'll recognize you if you wanna make a discussion on that.
Well, we talked about it Monday night, and Reverend Flakes, I have the utmost respect for and have known a long time. I will have to disagree with the notion that we have not done what we can for the lady. I think the letter that he wrote may speak volumes about what's going on. And so I brought Officer Klein with me. He has been the one that has dealt with her the most. We have numerous reports of everything that she's claimed over the last several years. The pictures that we saw, 2 of the 3 or 4 dog pictures were actually coyotes that are wild that she called the game warden about, but she has cameras on her house and she captures these pictures. She wasn't happy with the game warden's response about wild coyotes. One of them was a guy that was actually jogging in the neighborhood and was in the cul-de-sac, and she just went off on him, and he stopped out in the road, not on her property, and was asking her what the issues were. And so we're very familiar with it. We're handling every scenario that we can. She has been afforded the opportunity to sign multiple warrants on people in the neighborhood, and she has done that, and they've been prosecuted. So I don't like allegations that we're not handling something the proper way. And so I just wanted to respond to that. Thank you.
I think that's a good response. That's part of the reason I mentioned what I did when he was walking back to his seat, that I knew you were working on that, and had mentioned to me that you had several issues and didn't go into the details. But thank you for that. Commissioners, there's one.
But for the record, I just want to say that he read the letter, which was
correct,
and put it in the record. We didn't do that. because I think we would not have been able to do that because of the Privacy Act, but
Correct.
because it was dealing with medical conditions.
The letter was
But-
shared with us, too. It is in your packets,
We
but-
had the
right.
letter, but we didn't put
Right.
it into the public record. It was put in by Reverend Flakes.
Yep. All right, the only other, and thank you for that, the only other thing that I was going to mention in commissioner discussion, and I passed right over it, is Coach Griggs had approached, they're having, if you haven't heard, it's a great problem to have, they're having artificial turf put down on the football field at the Russell County High School complex there. Mitchell Field will have a turf grass, but the problem is when they started the project, they have realized that the first two home football games, which are August 27th and September 3rd, they will not have the field ready for them. So they are looking at other locations, and one of the locations that Coach Griggs has mentioned to me, and the one that they're actually leaning towards, is trying to have the first two home football games, keeping it in Russell County at the Ladonia Sports Complex on the regulation size football field that we have at that location. It's going to take a lot of work to do that, and I've asked him to kind of get with the engineer and talk about all of this. I had a conversation with the sheriff, because there's a lot of logistics that are going to go behind this: seating, parking, tickets, gating, and all of that. So I wanted to make the commission aware of it. And the other issue is the two dates are August 27th, September 3rd, and we are not going to have another commission meeting. So I'm not sure if I know we have a contract or we have an agreement with the league out there, being a county facility, which is on leased property from the school board, which makes it even more interesting, if the commission needs to approve for that function to happen there. And I don't know the answer to that. So I wanted to throw that to the commissioners. If you think we're okay and we need to keep going with it, we can allow anybody to be on the field that we want to, I'm sure. We just need to be working closely with our Parks and Rec Director, Mr. Blakeney. But any comments or thoughts on that from the commission?
The only problem would be is if the Parks and Recreation had an activity scheduled for that same time, and then that would be a problem. But other than that, I don't see why it's a problem. It's a county facility owned by the county school board.
Correct.
Rented by us.
That's the same conversation I had with Ms. Colbert yesterday when I told her I was going to talk about it. It's really school board property ultimately. So we're going to move forward with that. Hope you have any reason that you think we would need to approve? Good. So I think we will move forward with that with Coach Griggs. We're going to ask the sheriff and the Parks and Rec Director to work on this pretty closely with the coach to make sure that we have all the questions answered and everything. We will make sure that it's announced. He actually mentioned to me before the meeting that they may turn it into a bring your own chair event because of the bleacher issue. So there's a lot of buzz about the football program right now, and a lot of that is because of the coach and what they're doing. So we need to anticipate a pretty large crowd for these games for sure. So,
Just one other comment.
yes, sir.
And Mr. Elliott over there can agree with me, that facility at Ladonia is 200% better than the one he and I played on at the high school.
Well, and I will tell you, just so to make you feel better too, I asked the coach to go to Chevala and look at the old field to see if we could have a throwback retro
We don't have any
game.
lights, have we?
There's no lights, and his quote is the goalposts are older than he is. So
Right.
they're not regulation either. So that wasn't an option for us. So
Mr. Chairman.
All right.
I
Yes,
didn't realize
Commissioner
the
Epps.
goalposts are still there.
I didn't either.
I'm sorry, y'all were talking about the football.
Yes, ma'am. You're recognized. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to recap on something that
Can you pull
the
that
sheriff
mic
said
for me? I'm sorry. You pull your mic. Yeah. Thank you.
about this problem with the lady in Fort Mitchell. The letter, in my opinion, quote, tell us exactly what is wrong. I don't care what we try to do. I don't think that this is something that the commissioners have control over her mind, because the letter is telling that she has a problem. So if she don't want any animals and any dogs or anything or whatever on her property, she got to find somewhere to live where they don't come. And I don't know where that is out in the country, because that's what animals do. They run wild, they go on property, and they do this. So I don't know what we can do to accommodate her. As the sheriff said, he have gone through every effort to try to solve or help her with her situation. So I just think that this is something that the commissioners really should just dismiss and let her continue to complain to the sheriff. and let the sheriff continue to send the animals out there.
That's on sheriff.
Well, to be fair about that, there's nothing we can do anyway.
There's nothing we
It's
can
really
do.
a legal issue, and the sheriff is dealing with it,
Yeah,
so.
we have a leash law, and, we don't go out there and
But-
catch the animal.
Well,
No
But this is
animal
not a dog.
Well, some of them have been, and some of them aren't, and, I mean, there is a solution, and the solution is for her to fence her property, and that's a costly solution, and I get that, and she may not want to do it. But we do respond to every time she calls us, and we handle the problem accordingly to how we can with the law. We don't have control over wild coyotes out in the county. And some of that has been her problem. So not all of it, but some of it.
But the picture she sent was not a dog.
The two of them were coyotes.
Right.
The picture she sent, two of them were coyotes, correct.
All right, so we stand, I'm sorry, Commissioner Screws?
I would like to go back to the football field.
Yes, sir. Ms. Epps will let you, you can't.
If you
Go
finish
ahead.
with that.
I may as well be, because to be honest, she never called me, I don't think. I don't remember. I usually keep a record of my complaints, that's what I call them, concerns from my people that lives in the district, but I never heard from this person, so you can go back to the football.
At some point in years past, we've talked about a field in Seal, and we probably need to revisit that again in case something else comes back up, to see is it feasible to put in that field that we had already scheduled.
Yeah, I think
And
I
that
remember
way
seeing that on the plan.
Yeah, that way we alleviate the problem.
It was a multi-use field, right?
Right.
Soccer, football.
Intramural.
Right, and we probably could partner with the County Board of Education. They might be willing to partner with us to do that in case this occur again.
That's a good point.
Sounds good to me.
We get our Parks and Rec director to start looking into that for us, so,
Do you already own that land?
yes, we do, yes.
Okay, then we might have some thoughts.
Okay, very good. I think I'm getting where you're going there, so, good thoughts. All right, we will stand in executive session, and a reminder, you do not need to wait around, because